speakers will present on it. And then we would like to thank Mr. Rasemola for organizing this gathering. He is our chairperson of best practice. I hope we all have our programs. And then those who don't have the program, Mr. Mzwandile, I don't know if you have arrived. I think you can share it on the screen so that everyone can see our program for today. Mr. Mzwandile. I think Mzwandile hasn't arrived. Ras, can you share the program if you have it with you? Because I'm using a phone.
All right, program director. I think maybe even if Apelele is on the line, we have sent a program to Apelele. He might as well share it. I'm also using a mobile device. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mkize. Mkize has shared our program. So that's the program that we'll be following for this session. And then without wasting any more time, Mr. Rasemola, can you welcome us officially and also tell us the purpose of the day? Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Program Director. It's a privilege and an honor, today to have, this wonderful gathering. And, we have got around about 7 portfolios in the Free State, and best practices happens to be one of those portfolio that I'm sharing. Now, we are going to have a presentation by Mboweni, as well as May Nkuna. Mboweni will be the main presenter, and then May Nkuna would be the co-presenter. And I think the bios you will hear, it later. First, I want to acknowledge and appreciate Ndade Kudumela, the manager, library services at GTM, Greater Tzaneen Municipality, for having afforded these 2 presenters a chance. They are coming from different libraries, but they had to seek permission from the manager there, and we really appreciate, having allowed them to converge at the main library, Greater Tzaneen Library. I'm not sure if the director library service, DSEC Limpopo, May Winnie Mangosho, might be here or might have sent delegates. So we really also welcome them. President-elect Prof. Mahatela might be there because the presenters are coming from Limpopo. Probably there is support from that side. Suzette Kraus, that is the district librarian under Tzaneen district. If she's here also, we want to welcome you. The Free State Library staff, and I know you are all here in attendance. This is about you, in as much as it could be a presenter from another province. But remember, we are saying we are doing what you call inter-provincial information sharing. There are things that other provinces are doing. We want to learn from them. There could be a lot of challenges in our libraries that would demoralize us, to do things. But as best practices, we are saying the topic for the day, providing services by exercising professionalism and customer service in public libraries. I know there are other people from other provinces. We also welcome you, come and share with us, come and dissect, this presentation, interrogate it. Let's go back to the drawing board and we do things accordingly. So I wish you all the best. Enjoy the session for today. Thank you, Program Director. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rasemola. On the program, I can see that the next item we have Ms. Tobile. Ms. Tobile, can you kindly come in and give us a brief biography of Mr. Vutomi Mboweni?
Baba,
Ms. Tobile, Ms. Tobile,
Good morning, colleagues. Sorry about that. I am struggling with
come sit.
I'm struggling with
Come
network.
louder.
Oh, good morning, colleagues. Can you hear me?
morning, we can hear you, Ms. Tobile.
Uh,
Can you continue, please?
I'm sorry about that. I'm struggling. Okay, I'm struggling with network. So please just forgive me about that. Okay. It is a pleasure, or I'm pleased to introduce to you our guest speaker, Mr. Vutomi Mboweni. Mr. Vutomi Mboweni has a Bachelor of Science degree, which he obtained in TEPFLOF. And he has his second qualification is a higher diploma in information studies, which he also obtained in TEPFLOF. Mr. Mboweni has served in the following portfolio as a student in the University of Limpopo. He has served as a Secretary of School of Social Sciences Student Council. He has also served as Secretary of Faculty of Humanities School Council. He has been a student peer counselor and a computer lab assistant. He is a paraprofession. He conducted a library practicum in Polokwane municipality. He has volunteered in the city of Joburg River Park Library, and he has also been an intern at the Department of Economic Tourism and Environmental Affairs. He has worked professionally as a librarian for sports, arts, culture in Shuluvani Library, and is currently working as a library assistant in Greater Tanzania Municipality in Rhinemed Library. His skills he's also appeared on various drama at SABC, Mungani, Lonene FM. That is Mr. Vutomi Mboweni. And accompanying him is Miss Victoria Nkuna. Miss Victoria Nkuna is a dedicated professional with extensive experience in the media, library science, and records management. After completing her matriculation in 2005, Miss Victoria pursued a Bachelor of Arts in Media Studies at the University of. She graduated in 2009, and then she also has certificates in archives and records management, which she did in 2015, and graduate diploma in library science, which she obtained in 2019. Currently, she's applied to study BA psychology with various roles, including as a computer lab assistant at the University of Limpopo in 2009, an exam assistant Department of Education in 2010, temporary library assistance in 2011 at Tanzania Library at Greater Tanzania Municipality. In 2012, Miss Victoria was appointed as a permanent librarian at the Greater Tanzania Municipality, Johannesburg Public Library to date. She has managed the library independently from 2012 to March 2013, showcasing her ability to handle operation and create an inclusive environment. In 2013 to 2016, Mayor Victoria worked as a volunteer secretary for victim empowerment, with the South African Police Services in Johannesburg, where she provided essential support to individuals in need. Currently, she is serving as a librarian in the Johannesburg Public Library. Victoria also takes on leadership roles outside of her profession. She is the Deputy Secretary of School Governing Body at the Johannesburg Primary School. She is also an active member of South African Library and Information Association, LIASA, and she is a group leader for couples at church, where she fosters community and supports among members. Victoria remains committed to advancing literacy, accessibility, and community engagement through her professional and personal endeavors. Thank you very much, colleague. I hope I was clear. I'm really struggling. There's no electricity and the network is a problem. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Ms. Tobile. You were very clear. We could hear you. So the network did not affect us that much. We would like to honestly welcome our guest speakers, Ms. Victoria and Ubabumbu Weni. Some of you, I think we have met because most of us, we are coming from the University of Limpopo, which is the TEFLOP campus. So the next item on our program is the keynote address by the guest speaker, Mr.
Thank you very much, colleagues. My name is Vutomi Mboweni. Thank you very much, colleagues. My name is Vutomi Mboweni. I'm currently serving as a library assistant in Randmead Library. Can you hear me, colleagues?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, colleagues. My name is Vutomi Mboweni. I'm currently serving as a library assistant in Randmead Library. So I have been also working in Shloban Library. So actually my presentations will cover distinct in both libraries, Shloban Library and Randmead Library. Where's my presentation? Okay, just wait. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out to find my presentation here so I can start. My friend Victoria is trying to show me how to share the presentation. Okay. So sorry, colleagues, I'm trying to find out where to. Okay.
This is.
Okay. Thank you very much. Can you see the presentation slides there from your side?
No.
Nothing for now.
Not yet.
I'm just trying to share it.
Okay.
And
trying to
someone is.
It's okay. We're trying to share it here from our side. Must have been presented before.
Mr. Mboweni, can you read
Hello, Miss Ketana.
Can you read the presentation while Miss Victoria is busy trying to
we
upload
can
it so that
we can see
we
you
can
see
see
it.
it? No, it's here.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, colleagues. Yeah, thank you. I was saying that my name is Vutomi Mboweni. I'm a library assistant in Randmead Library. So I have worked in Shloban Library where I served as a librarian for a number of years. So, okay, there's there's Shlovan Library where I've been working before. And oh, it's freezing from my side. Now, can you see?
We can't
Okay.
see.
You can see.
Yeah, now it's fine. This one it's fine. The third
Okay.
slide.
All
is
right. All right.
fine.
No. Okay. Thank you. So the topic that I would like to introduce today to you is providing services by exercising professionalism and customer services in public library. So this is should not be the standard for all the libraries, but I'm talking about in the research they say the contextualize. So this is in the context of Shlovan Library and Runmade Library. So it's not about the theories, it's about exhibiting how we're doing professionalism and customer services in our site or in my library. So obviously I have to define professionalism and customer services, and that's let me check. Professionalism includes the abilities and the traits and conduct that are expected of library professionals. And the key aspect that I have that I want to talk about is confidentiality, communication, and interpersonal skills. Professional behaviors, which obviously include respect for diversity and inclusivity, demonstrate accountability, and advocate for libraries and information services. And I'll also define the customer service because I cannot jump to the presentation without explaining what it is. So it's the services and the support that libraries offer to satisfy the requirement and expectations of its patrons while guaranteeing a pleasant and welcoming experience. Right. Here are some aspects of the customer services in a library. There are a lot of things that you colleagues or you are doing in the libraries, but I would like to focus on this one because this is what we specialize on: the community outreach programs to engage with communities through partnerships and outreach programs and collaborations. And my colleague, they specialize with this one, programs and events, children's story, author talks, and engaging events. So my colleague Victoria Bona will speak about that. So in Shlovan Library, there's a school that's proximity to the library, and it's called Buhaha High School. So the school was not doing well consistently. It was always on the bottom list of in the second. So what we did, we felt that it was not giving a good image for the library, and we spoke to the principal, we spoke to the SGB and the parents to find out how we can meet to help the school. So what we agreed on is to extend the library to extend library hours so that we could give the student an extra time to study. So now, instead of the library to close at 4:30, we had closed at 8 o'clock. So according to me, the professionalism and the customer care has been portrayed practically because we had engaged all the stakeholders to ensure the safety of our learners. And also it highlighted the need for the libraries to open on weekends. Just after the school, after that activities, the municipalities saw the need to open the libraries on weekend because even the statistics of the status of the patrons had increased. So I find it as it was an important intervention. Go to the next slides. It's For my site is freezing. I'm not sure if you can see colleagues there.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. We felt there's a need for library services to go beyond the library rules to meet the community needs. So we went to the hospital as a part of an outreach programs to read stories, to donate books for the patients there. So this obviously speaks about bibliotherapy, which indicated that not sure if I've put the okay, right. As I was saying that we went to the Taba Hospital to speak to the patients, and what we did was to donate books. We spoke to different people, to different patients from orthopedic wards, and our aim was to alleviate the stress, the anxiety as they waited to be operated, and promote, and obviously we believe they promote healing. And it speaks about bibliotherapy. If you understand what bibliotherapy is, and also we made sure that we adhere to POPIA Act and the Privacy Act as it had to kicks in, because you will understand that taking the pictures there, it is not allowed, and the privacy of the clients has to be respected all the time. So this is my colleague there, Eshen Malabila, and Magdalene, the Litaba Hospital Deputy Manager. So this is one of the clients there, not the client rated by the patient. It was in black and white and also in color. Should have edited that one. I think the purpose of the visit, by the way, it was to promote literacy and education and read stories and promote accessibility, as we have donated books. Oh, all right. This is the concept I was looking for to help you understand what the bibliotherapy is. It's a type of therapy that involves reading to support mental health, well-being, and personal development, sometimes referred to as a book therapy or book prescription. So it's only the librarians, the psychologists, the social workers who can prescribe the books to the patients, so that it could help in the healing process. So we also went to Yungisani Special School. So as a public library, we have a role that we have to render to benefit all people. So as a Shulman library, we visited a deaf school to promote and promote a library and promote access to information by donating books. So we also made some presentation, which was there was an interpreter who have helped to convey the message. So we also helped in cleaning the yard of the school. So by virtue of going to the school has implied that we gave a concept of inclusivity and equality a practical meaning. And I think it's a reflection of professionalism, because we reach out to people who may find it difficult to come to the library. But for me, the slide is dark as blank. I'm not sure if you can still. So sorry. Okay. We also I'm sorry. Trying to find some slides here. Okay, yeah. outreach to visual impaired learners. I struggled to get a picture here because it's been some time now, maybe 3 years back. So in Shiluvane, there's a mini library for visual impaired. So the staff and the representative of the mini library occasionally visit grannies in a home state to promote accessibility of resources by handing over audiobooks and see if they may require additional resources. So I personally find that gesture is a striking aspect of customer care because it takes a lot to visit a person in his or her home state. So again, I think librarians should familiarize themselves with the Disability Rights Charter of 2011 that recognizes people with disability and which include access to information. Also, when as librarians advocate for traditional reading, we should not forget a disabled fellows. Because it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So when I speak about the quantity, I'm talking about the number of patrons who come to the library. It's not about to say now we had 5,000 now, and then now we have 10,000. Oh, I mean on the yearly statistics. You know? So, and the other project that we did was library career exhibition. Okay. Yeah, we arranged a career exhibition in Shlovan, I think it was last year. And because we have realized that a lot of students they lack knowledge on career options and also on a university college requirement. As we sit with them and then have them there and there, so we can see that there's a lot of short in terms of that knowledge. So what I can say is that the ability to recognize and act upon the need for matriculants to be offered career exhibition itself is an integral part of the customer care. And again, the whole process of arranging the career exhibition, it somewhat required the piece of professionalism. When you look at the things that you need to do when you arrange career exhibitions. For example, oh my goodness. For example, on the preparatory stage, you need to use the formal email address. I remember I had to invite the universities and I had the information in a Google, in the email, in the Gmail data. So I had to wait for my colleague. She was on leave and she had to come back so that we can use a formal email address, because it may not sound great to find the interaction using that Gmail account, and these are big institutions and they need to take you serious. So you need to have a formal email address. So that's what we did. I had to wait for my colleague, and then we have we've used the email address, formal email address, and then also had to use the landline. So sometimes even when we are talking about when you are in a telephonic conversation, you need to make sure, this one is part of email address, of using email address. When you use a telephonic conversation, later you must make sure that you use a email address to interact, so that you can save it so that it serves as an evidence, and also make sure that you call on during working hours. So that's what we did. So it was practically so. Load shedding, this is another item. We in Shulwan neighborhood, there was a time when there was a load shedding. I obviously it happened all over the country last year. So this was a personal initiative and personal sacrifice, and I had my modem, internet modem, which are lended to children and everyone who wanted to use internet to access whatever the project, the assignments, so that they could continue using internet like that, because obviously there was no electricity anymore. So when the electricity get restored, and then they could go back to the public computers. And then was this one. There was a time when we had electricity breakdown for a period of 2 months. So what we did is to tell the security guards to write the number phones or the contact of the patrons who could come to the library, to say that, okay, when the electricity is restored, and then we will call them. So I think for me, according to me, is the customer services. And some libraries, obviously, they will opt for, if they have any, they express any kind of problems, they use Facebook or social media. So we felt that this one was, it would work. Therefore, we applied it. So there's obviously here, some of the main functions of the library include promote literacy, information resources, study area, online services, and recreational services. So our goal here was to amuse or entertain kids as it's part of the library offerings under recreational services. So we think, when our opinion is that when children watch movies, obviously they develop cognitive skills, logic, reasoning, empathy, on general social skills. So it was a tangible example of the customer services, because sometimes we need to review programs and check if we are providing all the services. Okay. Look, colleagues, the slides lost again, but I'm trying to figure out here. Where is share again?
You can see Jeanette in picture.
Yeah, I think it's this. Okay, and this one.
You can see it here.
Okay. So, but can I use this one?
Yes.
Sorry.
You can use it.
Oh, okay, colleagues, now I'm moving to a laptop, because this one where I lost. Oh no, audio on. Even last. Yeah. So maybe we can. Yeah, I think I'm back now. Thank you, colleagues. I think I've explained this one. So guys, pardon me, the screen was lost. The slides right now. Then we're going to this one. So we have established a Greenish Book Club So we have established Greenish Book clubs to emphasize diversity and inclusivity in the library services, and also to ensure that they get equal access to information. So these Greenies, they usually meet twice a month so that they can connect with others, and they also read stories to us, and we also read stories to them, and they share the wisdom with us. So as a librarians, we should make sure that the services that we render cater all young people and old people, disabled people. So we should reach out to these fellows, because obviously the greatness will not come to the library. We must reach out to them. So it's a nice experience. This one, it's not showing.
It's not.
So colleagues, now I can see if you can see the slides or not, because there's a laptop by my side. So I can see that you cannot see the slides there. Okay. Yeah. These are the things that I was explaining, that you say it's about diversity, equal access, and they read stories, and they share the wisdom with us. Then we'll go to this one. It's not showing. Hello, colleagues. Are you able to?
No, we can't see it. It's not there. But I think you can
I think
move to
it's okay. You can go ahead with explaining. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, but that was a picture of a greenness, and then I can move to the next. Okay, that was a picture, by the way. Then I go to this one. I go to this one for charity work, where we have supported girls by donating close to 200 sanitary towels to Mali Primary School for grade 6 and 7. So here we had a handful of sanitary pads, but also we sought a sponsor from Spar supermarket, and they've helped us with dozens of them. So we are thankful to Spar supermarket of Davidskloof. So we felt that to do that is just a social responsibility, and obviously most of the girls, they come from poor families, so they could not afford them, and then hence we felt that we had to lay a hand. And then obviously the library does not operate in an island, and then that's where social cohesion comes in. So the community see us as a part of the community when we also do such programs. The next slide is Blair as well. That was a picture where we were handing over the sanitary towers there. Okay. Here it was a World Literacy Day, where we went to Vasasele Primary School to celebrate World Literacy Day. So there was activities that were conducted, spelling bee, book review, and poetry reading. So we also brought in the Bluetooth speaker so that the event can be lively, because it brings the event to life and also encourage children's participation. They boost confidence and self-esteem. And the principal brought the whole school as part of audience, because unfortunately you can't see it. I don't know why I can able to see that you can't see it. I don't know this network here. We also went to radio station on a library week. Sometimes we need to connect community using radio stations, because people are everywhere. You do not know where to find them. And then, so we thought that radio station is also part of the platform that we had to use. And the portrait here is just a library, just me talking on the radio station, showing the importance of reading and using the library. So I'm very disappointed you can't see these pictures. Okay. It's Blair. Okay. That was me and my colleague Elsie there on a radio station called Vision FM. Okay. We also have computer sessions for leadership called community. So we provide training to patrons and show them how to use the computers, write CVs. I mean, show them how to write CVs and show the basic search. So this is the community. We meet twice or thrice a month, depending on the busy schedule of the library. These are just the book club sessions. Book club session and prompt reading in the library. So we also entered Mopani District Book Club competition, which has catapulted us into the national level. But here it was in a district. It was in a district level, but the competition was held in our library. So, and we managed to win here. Also went to the provincial level and also to the national level, where we also won on the national level. So I'll show you so here it was a farewell of our students who were heading to provincial level, as I've indicated here on the left. These are our learners. This is our learners who participated in English spelling bee and Xitsonga spelling bee. And Malwanda Siki managed to win the award at the national level. But also Lerato participated there, but she couldn't make it. So the Tanzania municipality published. So it's unfortunate I can't, this slide can't see. So this is the newspaper where they published the story. So yeah, just a random pictures of the library sessions in Shlovan, like I mean in Runnymede Library. Unfortunately, so these are just random sessions here. So actually, the presentation is over here. These are just wanted to show you some pictures of the random sessions in the library. Doing some activities there. Let's see. Yeah. So let's enjoy it, colleagues, wherever you're listening from. The presentation is over. Then I'll wait for program director to direct me here.
Mr. Vutomi, thank you very much for the presentation. we feel like in as much as we want AI, but we can see that sometimes it can disappoint us. But we can see that you have put a lot of effort into compiling this presentation for us. And for that, I feel, colleagues, we need to give Mr. Mboweni a round of applause. I don't know if you were working together with Miss Victoria, or Miss Victoria is not gonna present anything. We can continue with the question and answers session.
Since Victoria was preparing for her own library, so I think she will present. So, but I'm not sure if I need to take questions now, or should I wait for her to present first?
Let's wait for her to present, so that when we do the question and answers session, then we know that we are sending those questions to both of you. So, Ms. Victoria, over to you. You can present.
Present here.
Thank you so much, colleagues. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Can you move this up?
Okay. Sorry, colleagues.
Sorry for that.
I need to mute my computer so she can continue here.
Chairperson, we can't hear anything. Can you check with them if is there anything?
Hi, colleagues. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear
Yes,
you.
we
Just
can
we
hear
lost
you.
your
Yes, we
presentation.
can hear you.
Okay, thank you. You know, with this technology, eh? Yeah. Thanks so much, my colleague, Mr. Mboweni, as he was presenting. For me, I won't take much of the time. I'll just add and share what Johannesburg Library is doing currently. Because we do something similar, but we got different projects, but we are on the same municipality, on the same district at Limpopo. So right now I'm still trying to get my presentation. And thank you, Free State, for thinking of us, Limpopo. And we know most of you guys there, you are from Limpopo, so take it home. We thank you for that, for thinking of us here at Zanini, so that we can share what we do here back home. Here we go. Still opening. Can you hear me? Hello, colleagues.
Yes, we can hear. Just
Yes,
try
we
to.
can hear you.
Still trying to open. Our network is very slow. And it's just a few minutes slideshow. Thank you. A local and emerging author book talk event celebrating heritage through literature, Johannesburg Public Library. This was an event what was hosted on September on the 6th, 2024. Slide number 2. What is the book talk event? Book talk event is a platform for local and emerging authors to share their work and connect with the community. Opportunities for book lovers to engage with literature from their very own community. Opportunity for local publishers to showcase their work and share important information about publishing a book.
Victoria?
It started as a monthly tea coffee gathering where library patrons will just come to the library and friends of the library together for book reviews and recommendation. It's where you find that maybe somebody just come to the library and don't know what to read. Then we thought like, let's just make a tea gathering every month and so that they can come together to share and recommend books for each other. That's when it started to say, no, this is working. How about maybe we do it annually, whereby we will just invite all the local authors to come and showcase their work.
Victoria?
Sorry,
Victoria?
Victoria.
Yes?
Can you
Sorry,
assist us?
Sorry?
Because people cannot see your presentation, and I feel like they are going to miss out a lot of things. Earlier, when you started, the slides were clear. The only thing we can see now is the USB, the source where you wanted to get your presentation. So perhaps you can use the two devices and see if the next person can appear on the other side.
Okay. It's not showing. All
Yeah,
right.
they're busy telling her to do that. Okay, so
it shows the USB. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes,
yes,
that's
we can
perfect
see
now.
it.
Yes, we can see now.
Ooh, thank goodness. Thank you so much, colleagues. As I was saying, we said 2023, we said, no, how about we make it to be an annual event whereby we'll just invite everyone to come and showcase their work. Now I see Jeanette. I no longer see my slides. Okay, can you see the slide now? Colleagues?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, we can see the slides.
When I click, I see Jeanette. Okay. Then in 23, we started, we had an annual local and emerging author book talk event, and it was successful. But by that, we engaged with the surrounding community to say we want to have this kind of an event, but we don't have a budget. Because we are from Johannesburg and they are a loving community, they said, no, just have it, we'll just donate. You know, to my surprise, all the restaurants donated refreshment for our event, and it was a start for that. Then in 2024, we involved the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture and the GTM municipality just to come on board to say we are having this kind of event. And then they were so keen to say, yes, we will help you, and it was a success. Then 2025, we are planning to have it on 2-day session whereby maybe we'll just say local and emerging author book workshop. We'll just see in 2025 because the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture was so pleased with that. So the purpose of the event is to celebrate heritage through storytelling and literature, support and promote local and emerging authors, support all local publishers. You know, in our bookstores, we got a lot of books from international, like Macmillan. We don't know them, but we have this young one growing, dreaming of becoming publishers. So we want to also to support them so that in our libraries, we can have books from our local authors and books that are published by our local publishers. So then we foster a love for reading and community engagement, encouraging libraries to support for local authors, so that in your library you find that you got maybe different collection from local authors instead of having those Irene Brown and we don't even know them. You know, it's good to find like you have books that are written by our own, and you will know, you will even understand their language. So the book talk structure was like this. It's annual event featuring different local and emerging authors. We invited publishers. We invited language services. We also invited archives. And we also invited Library for the Blind, also the National Library of South Africa. And we even included all age groups from 7 and above. It was a relaxed atmosphere with tea and light refreshment, thanks to the Department of Sports and of Arts and Culture on that. Activities: authors and emerging authors share insight of their writing journey. National Library of South Africa presentation on how to obtain an ISBN and legal deposit. This was a very, very important information for writers and emerging writers, because some will say that, no, if I have to obtain an ISBN, I have to pay this and this. But with this, when National Library come on board, they said, no, it's just a free of charge. So at least this information was so good for them. Now they know where to run if they want to get that legal deposit on their books. Then we move to Library for the Blind presentation, how they work with visual impaired people and how to get access to their collection. You'll find that we run libraries, but we don't consider them. So inviting the Library for the Blind is to encourage even those who are sitting at home, maybe thinking that maybe they don't have a life, but they got something in mind to write. Then to our fortunate, we have one author from Zebediela. He came on board and said, I'm busy writing and I didn't know where to go, and I'm afraid to just give my manuscript to anybody. But with this event, at least I gained something and I know where to go. Then we invited the archives presentation on how they preserve information, to say like if maybe somebody has written like book long time ago, and then they will just put it on a safe place whereby even our grandkids can come and say, oh, Victoria wrote a book in 2019 and I can't find it. Then they will go to archives. Then language services presentation, it was on multilingual engagement and celebrating linguistic diversity. This is whereby you find that our mother tongue, most of the people, even our kids, we know, they no longer know the language. They think like English is the, I don't know if you, maybe you know English, you are the coconut, but you know, with language services, they encourage authors to say, please, please, please do write in your, write in multilingual, so that this history doesn't like, you know, like we go for English, you find that even our writing is not good, but you know you are very good in your mother tongue or Sepedi, you are very good in writing, and you can even express everything in your own language. But when you go to English, you find that you don't present it well. So the language services come on board to say that please write books in all multilingual, all the official languages of South Africa. Then it was discussion on inspiration, challenges, and the creative process. You know, they were like discussing. You find that author said, I started writing in 2000. Then I just published my book this year. You see, it's a process. But when they discussed to each other the challenges, what they face, they were gaining a lot of experiences from each other, and they were like gaining something for their future. So these activities connect local writers, readers, and community members. Then we go to slide number 6, impact on the library community. It built connections. You know, the more you gather people together, you make them to have that bond between the local writers and reader. You find that I didn't know that Mboweni is a writer, but when we connect, we meet there, then that's when you love to hear what Mboweni is writing. And then we encourage local talent, providing emerging authors with a platform for visibility. You find that they are writing, but no one knows about their writings. So it's good to invite them, especially the young ones. When we go to school, we tell them, please write, even if you can write anything about yourself, even if it's like a paragraph, is something you express how you feel. Then we go to cultural enrichment, preserving and celebrating the unique cultural heritage of the community through writing. You know, I was so impressed because we did have these young ones from high school. They were writing about gender-based violence, you know, the challenges they come across at schools, and it was so good. And when you read their books, you will feel like, I think if this book can be like maybe Department of Education can just take it, so that every day when they read or when they write about the local authors, causes the challenges that young ones are facing today. But if maybe we don't do this local author, we won't know how they are feeling, because it's where they can express their feeling. Teamwork, colleagues, it was from Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, Miss Suzette Krause, the district librarian at Mopani. We wrote a concept document to her, and then she said, no, we'll just do everything. And they sponsored the event, and the directors, the district head, they were there, and they said, this is a very good initiative. Then next year, they are giving us, I think, more than 50,000 to launch this event again. Then with the Greater Zanin, we worked with them since we are their babies, we are the kids in the home. Eh? Then they were also helping the communication department, every department, they were so helping. And also not forgetting the Heinsberg community and friends of the library. Because when you do things, when you involve them, you know that they are eager to show their work to you. They will support in every part. Then on the slide number 8, is local is lekker and Baya Danki. You see, local is lekker, we know. Then I want to play just a small video for photos on the book talk, just for a moment.
Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank you.
Victoria.
Then I'm moving for the last activities, just a small clip on that. It's a Hennisberg Library Scout weekly activity, exploring learning and growing every Thursday. One will ask, what is a library scout? Scout is a concept that can refer to a partnership between library and local scout group, where the scout engage in activities related to reading, learning, and community service within the library. These activities can range from learning how to use library resources, participating in reading challenges, volunteering at library events, or even assisting in the maintenance of library spaces. Libraries provide a great venue for scouts to earn merit badges, engage in educational program, and build skill, while also fostering a love for reading and community services. With this one, I started in 2021. There was this old lady, she's from USA. She relocated to Hennisberg. She came to the library to say, I was a leader for Scout. How about we start something here so that we can gather those kids, come around, and then we engage with them so that we can teach them a lot of stuff, something like team building, leadership, critical thinking, and so forth. And we said, yes, we are on board. So importance of having a scout at the library is to inspire curiosity, encourage learning, build a love for reading. Activities includes like storytelling, nature walk, book theme craft. You will find that we do activities like art craft, maybe using the recycled material to make clothes or recycled material to do a display. So we invite those scout group to come in library to do those kind of things. Even the community service project, like for example, if it's Mandela Day, we can take them out to the street to say, can you please do the environmental work? They will clean the street, because we are grooming them. They are still young, then we are grooming them. The benefit of library staff working with Scout Group. Library staff build stronger relationship with local families, schools, and community. This helps the library become a central hub for community activities and support. They will know even after school, they will say, no, my kids, I know they are at the library, because we do this every Thursday after school. It's between 2 o'clock and 4. We teach them a lot of things at the library. They meet at the library, we do activities with them, and it's so nice. Sometimes even the parents can come and join us to do that. It enhances the library's reputation as community-oriented space. You know, they will talk about our library to say this is a very, very, very a nice library for our kids to be on. It's just it's small, but you know what we do is big. Staff take on mentorship roles, helping to guide and support Scout in their educational and personal development, fostering leadership and teaching skills. We know all libraries, we do that every day after school. They will come with different projects, so we help them. With this Scout also, we do the same. It brings families together, friends, and new visitors to the library. It also helps foster love for reading and learning in young people, creating long-term library. Ooh, I lost my slide again. Creating, where am I? Long-term library user who return as they grow, because they will come back and say, I was here, I was once a scout learner here, and then now I'm an old and I learned a lot. Then now this is just photos. This is the slideshow, photos of the scout activity, just few of them. Thank you, just enjoy.
Thank you very much, Mayor Victoria.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think, colleagues, we need to give them a round of applause for their presentations, because we have learned a lot from what is happening in their libraries. Without wasting any more time, Mr. Mzwandile, can you facilitate the question and answer session?
Yes, Chairperson, I'm here. I just want to give colleagues a few seconds just to see the slides from Miss Victoria's presentation, and then we'll take it from there. While colleagues are enjoying, the visuals as we see them slide in our screen. I just want to say thank you very much from both our presenters, Mr. Votomi Mboweni and Miss Victoria Nkuna. Thank you very much. It was really a presentation that was informing, and we learned something from you and the activities that you do professionally. And I just want to ask you, colleagues, especially the presenters, can we see you guys? Can you please turn on your cameras? Because you've been presenting, now we are familiar with the voices. Can we start sharing the photos, actually the images, we can see you, so that our attendees, from all walks of life, in all corners of the South Africa and different provinces and different libraries, we can see these presenters that we are talking to, or we are talking about, or we are listening to. I will also turn my camera as well. Okay, I think we thank you for sharing the presentation. My presenters, please turn on your cameras, and we're going and stop the presentation. Thank you. Thank you.
To the PC which has the camera. But maybe in the meantime you can proceed. We are still trying to log in on the other PC so you can see us.
Okay, perfect. While you're still working on that, let me continue. I just want to highlight few pointers from the presenter, from our first presenter, which is Mr. Vutomi Mboweni. But first, I just want to say, colleagues, as a Free State public library, public and community library, because with the new structure of LIASA, we do not have the group anymore. The interest group of PECLIC is no longer called PECLIC. Now we are called public and community libraries, not the interest group. So it doesn't work anymore. So I just want to say this is under under the new constitution, under the new leadership. We are actually, this is our first presentation that we are sharing, and we are happy to have our speakers. And there is actually many more coming in other portfolios that as a province we have. So I just want to share, we learned few items today from Mr. Mboweni about the professionalism of us rendering the services to our communities. We learn the outreach programs that you are doing in your libraries, where you're engaging with the schools that are not actually performing well in order to improve their results. The hospitals that you went through, all the great work that you actually did in your outreach programs. And unfortunately, due to technology, we do also apologize, in our areas where we work, and the tools of trade that we have sometimes are not compatible with the in and out technology. Miss Victoria Kuna, actually, I'm quite interested to learn more about the book talk event that you just had, and also the concept of library scout. I think we are, in the Free State having such a concept, but we haven't named it yet. But it's quite will be nice for us to benchmark, on that concept and the book talk event concept. Let me invite questions, colleagues, from our speakers while they prepare their devices so that we can see them. In the meantime, I will open the floor for questions, and I will ask Mr. Mkhize just assist me on the side of the chats if we have anything from the chats. So now I'm just going to check for questions. Any questions, colleagues, from the presentation of our speakers? Any questions? I'm actually now looking into the chats. I see a hand by Mr. Mkizi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mzwandi. I think mine is not necessarily a question, it's a comment. Basically, there are two things that actually caught my attention from both presenters. Thank you very much, colleagues, for sharing what you've been doing in your spaces. One is this book talk. It's a very interesting item or service that one needs to look into. I think at the end of this presentation, I will be asking our contact, Ras Semola, to actually get contact details of both colleagues so that they can share more on their activities. And then one of the events or activities that also caught my attention is the one where they visit hospitals, which is an outreach program. I think I will also be wanting to engage colleagues on that one. It's an interesting program that one would want to take. That's it from me, Mzwandi. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mkize. I think this is basically a comment. We'll just move forward to the second hand. And ladies and gentlemen, please help me actually recognize and welcome our national chair under public and community libraries. Miss, let me just go back. My computer now is acting up. Yeah, now I'm back. By Miss Shanita, actually welcome and thank you for being part of this session.
Thank you, Mzwandile. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you very much. This has been quite an insightful presentation. I think when I talk more on the side of public libraries because that's where my passion is. And what the presentations brought out very much is us aligning ourselves to the Batopele principles when we talk about customer service and we talk about how we project ourselves. And the other thing is public libraries now working and thinking outside the box. For me, I think we have now realized that we need to move away from the conventional mode of how we actually function, how our services operate, and what we are aligning ourselves towards. So I want to say a great thank you to the Free State for hosting this first program under public and community libraries. I'm looking very forward to us working together. We need to shift away now from the silos of our operations. And we shouldn't only think about public, we should think about academic as well and see how we align both areas and programs such as these, what we can do for the communities that we serve. So thank you very much, Mzwandile, and thank you to the chair and to the Free State for hosting this wonderful program.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for you to attend. It's such a privilege, it's such an honor to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Shanita is our national chairperson under public and community libraries. There she is. Actually, she just displays herself. Yes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our chair under public and community libraries. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Thank you. From the speakers, from those two comments, anything that you would like to share from Mr. Mboweni and Ms. Victoria? Our speakers are still with us? Okay.
Oh,
While they're
yes,
still
yes,
preparing the, yeah,
we are
I just
still with
wanted to
you.
hear your comment with regards to the two comments from Mr. Mkize and Ms. Shanita.
Thank you very much, colleagues. We are very happy that some of our colleagues from elsewhere, they're appreciating our work, and that demonstrates that we are indeed doing the great work. So we'll continue with the great work indeed, and we 2025 we're still going to do a lot. So we are very happy to hear the positive response from our colleagues from elsewhere, in Free State in particular.
Okay, thank you for that. Miss Victoria?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Indeed, it's a great honor for Free State to think of us at Limpopo taking it home, Mr. Rasi. We thank you so much, and we hope from now on we are collaborating with Free State. We're gonna copy everything. And also I was at Liasa conference, something came to my mind, like I think you were presenting about the reading competition.
Yeah, reading club. Yes, the reading club.
Yeah, with that one,
Actually, it
I
was
went back to
the reading
say,
program. Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
And then I told my colleague that no, we are copying it, we are taking it to Limpopo. We're gonna start next year. We are doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much about that. I saw a hand from Rasi Semola. Rasi, you can come in.
All right, Chair. First, I think if they want to copy from Free State, they must still acknowledge the copyright to avoid plagiarism. And I think the question I want to direct to Dadi Mboweni, it was with regard to Yingisani Special School for the Deaf. And I heard in his presentation that they donate books. So my question is just, in the sense that if someone wants to replicate the same program somewhere in the country, now, what kind of books do they donate? Is this books that were written off by the library, or do they have partners who assist them in terms of sourcing and donating books? And lastly, I want to check in terms of their suppliers to say, do they just give anything that is redundant to them, or do they have, do they consult them, say, what is their information needs? It's just, out of curiosity. Thanks a lot. My submission.
Okay, thank you, Rasi. Mr. Mboweni, the question actually is directed to you in terms of how do you go about I think you got the question. I will repeat if you want me to repeat.
Okay, no, I got it. Thank you,
Okay.
The type of the books that we donate are the ones that the community donate to us, or the schools donate to us. So many people in the community, they tend to donate, and we also have this sponsor. Our sponsor is called the Garus Foundation. So they also donate some books to us. So these are types of the books that we donate to the vulnerable. So in terms of the assessment of the needs, so we do not. We just donate anything at our disposal, because we find that the collection is too few. So we don't have a pool of books. So we just donate the one that we have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Mkize, do we have anything on the chats?
Yes, we do, Mzwandile. Let me quickly read one. It's addressing Mr. Mboweni. The question is, what other strategies are they using to engage with people with disability? Did you get that, Mr. Mswani?
Yes, I got.
Can I get another one? Or
I think you can continue, Mr. Mboweni, and then Miss Victoria. They are noting the questions down. You can continue.
okay. Another one to Mr. Mboweni is in one of his slides, he talked about increasing hours of knocking off. And then that decision came from the department. And did they get paid to to those extra hours? And then there is another one from this one goes to Miss Victoria. In terms of local book circulation, can you say patrons are reading those local books in numbers, or the circulation of them are not that good? I think this is in relation to the book talk or that program where they bring aspiring authors and local authors on board. And then this one goes to Mr. Mboweni. Mr. Mboweni, when you do hospital outreach programs, do you engage with the speech therapist, or you just take children's books to keep them busy? Yeah, I think those are the questions. And then other comments. It's thank you, my colleagues. Your presentations are concise, straight, and to the point. I am thrilled and want to appreciate you. From Samuel Makola in, I can't read that name.
Heinisberg.
It's what, sorry?
Heinisberg.
Heinesbeck,
Okay.
Library.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Over
And the
to
last
you,
comment.
presenters.
All
There's a last one.
There's a last one. Thanks for the presentation. It was interesting.
Okay, thank you. Over to you, speakers. Let's start with Mr. Mboweni.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'll start bottom up from the last question, and the speaker spoke about whether we consult to speech therapist. No, we don't. What we did was we had spoken to information manager from the hospital. So perhaps she's the one who could have facilitated the communication if we had to conduct such kind of communication. And going back to the one that we said we increased library hours. We were just volunteering. Me and Mr. Makula and the other staff, Eshel, Mandavila, Malachi, and it was me, Eshel, Mr. Makula, and then so it was like volunteering. So we had to knock off at what was it, 8 o'clock. So all the stakeholders was in there, so the safety of the learners was guaranteed. Even community policing forum. So taxis had to come, they pick up the learners and then they go back to their homes. So the other one, it is the strategies of communication. I mean, strategies about what's the strategy? So the strategy that we use to communicate with disabled or the institute.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, we just check on the most vulnerable people that we can what's the word that I'm looking for? We just look at the vulnerable people around the community and said, okay, and then we identify the one that we're supposed to contact. So like the disabled, the any type of disability, like blind people, I mean, visually impaired, that's the right word. And then also deaf people. So actually, we have communicated with all types of vulnerable people in the community. That's what I can assure you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Miss Victoria?
Thank you so much. And thank you for this wonderful question. All I can say is that the circulation of this local author book talk, you know, at Heinesberg, where I'm working at, is dominated by whites, and most of them, they write. They do read books from local authors. You find even someone from Gauteng coming to Heinesberg to say, I'm looking for a book for Professor Louis Chankion. Some, they know him, they saw him on the slides. You find that they are interested in his writing. Very far from Gauteng to come to Limpopo, to Heinesberg to read about him. It means there's something in his writing. So doing this book talk event, we saw that there are also other authors that are writing, but their books are not there in our libraries. To find that you are on a rural area, you got books that the children or maybe the community doesn't even know the authors. They won't take it out. If maybe I can ask, how many books that are there circulating at rural villages? How many per day? They don't take out books. They only go there for academic reading, or maybe doing some project, but just reading for fun or for adventure, they don't, because you find that even the writings, the international writing, you'll find that I'll just read page 1 to page 5, and then I don't even get the writer. But if we encourage these local authors to say, please write, and maybe also include the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to say, when we go for book fair, can you please consider these local authors so that we can have their books on our collection. And by doing that, we even encourage these young ones to develop the love for reading. When they understand the language, they will understand the writing. It will be very good. And you know, even at Heinesberg, you know, this white, they will come to us to say, I want to learn about Sipedi, and I want that simple book that I can learn. You find that I don't even have that book, but you will just recommend them to say, maybe if you go to Zanini, you will find something. But they will also come to Zanini, they find international books, no local authors collection in our libraries. Why can't we promote them so that in future we no longer read the international, we read our local, so that we can embrace our culture, so that those people from outside, they can come to our library to say, we want to learn about your culture. Can you imagine somebody from US to come to South Africa, and then they interview you about your cultural thing, and then you tell them, they write a book, and then it sells a lot of copies, but we are here, we got stories to tell, but we don't tell. We must do that, and also go to our grannies, do research and write books on our own. I think even the academics must do that, so that they can write books around South Africa, and then the international come to buy from us, so that we can grow the economic department. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, colleagues, from those inputs. I don't know, Mr. Mkize, do you have anything on the charts?
Yes, there are two comments. One is from Shanitha, our national chair. Her comment is, it is very commendable to give your time to serving the community after hours, especially during the exams. Wonderful. And then the next comment is from Pali Samabaso. She's a librarian from Merafong local municipality. Her message is that, thank you, colleagues, for the informative presentation. I applaud you for your hard work. We also have a program for matriculants and students during exams. Libraries open from 7:30 to 8 p.m. in the evening. And weekends, we open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Those are other two comments. I'm not sure if I missed some of the.
Yes.
Yeah.
My speakers, please turn your cameras on. We want to see you. Turn your cameras
There's
on.
another
I've
one.
been waiting. Oh,
There's another
why?
one.
Continue, Mkize.
There was a great practical customer presentation, examples, and way of connecting with communities. Yeah, I think that's all for now.
Thank you very much. My presenters, we can see you. Where are you?
We are here.
Before I
see us?
close, before
you
I
see
close.
us?
No, we can't see you. Turn the camera on.
I think it's on.
So while you're at that, I just want to say, while they're busy working on the camera, thank you very much from the presenters for sharing this presentation, and thanks a lot from colleagues who posed questions. And one thing that I would like to say is that as librarians, we must remember that we don't have a scope. Thank you very much. Now we see you, Mr. Mboweni. Come close.
We
Come
see
close.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our presenters.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Mzwandile, and our presenters. We can see
Yes. Now we
Hello.
can see.
Thank you.
colleagues. Give our presenters a round of applause for answering our questions. Thank you very much, presenters. Right now, we are going to go to the next item, which is the way forward. Mr. Rasisemula.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Program Director, as well as the Provincial Chair, Mzwandile. Colleagues, when I was given this portfolio, I thought of a few things, and one of them was this program that was done today, and I had to find the presenters, and the gentle lady there and the gentleman. I asked them to say, look, guys, we want you to do the presentation, and they said, look, Rasi, we have never done any presentation before, and this would be our first time presenting at this, level. Because remember, the attendance, was, when I checked, people who were in attendance today was around about 72, counting, and they did very well. I cannot ask anyone in the group to, appreciate you more. I mean, you got a lot of appreciation. Even the national chair, has witnessed your presentation. You did very well. Now, there were beautiful things that you have presented. One of them, the chair also spoke about this one of the library scout, the book talks, these are the things that we need to go back to the drawing board and say, look, despite the challenges that we are faced with in our provinces, we need to still continue and be professionals, right? So there are a lot of things in our libraries, that are not right, but that should not deter us from doing the beautiful things. During the week, I got another message from, the WhatsApp group from the libraries that I'm running. And in that group, there was a note written on the attendance register, which says, fix the F, they use the F word there, fix the F lights, right? So library staff are working under such conditions, and at times they might feel demoralized to go back to the drawing board and do what they studied for. I mean, you are professionals, hence the presentation for today was about professionalism. You're going to come across these challenges, but just keep on running. Now, program director, the next project that I have is the presentation on the Best Library User Award. and I'm still looking for the presenters because I know somewhere in the country there is a shining star who is doing this program. I just have to locate that person to do this presentation. Our usage statistics in our libraries are dwindling. We have got numbers fluctuating, and politicians are asking if it's still relevant to keep libraries. Now, it's us who would help in terms of destroying the same profession we studied for many years. So it's upon us to ensure that in as much as we've got these challenges, let's continue doing best practices in LIS. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rasemuda. Ms. Koshia, can you give us the vote of thanks?
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you so much for the colleagues that attended this program, this workshop. Thank you so much for showing your interest in attendance. I see the attendance was very high. Thank you so much for responding. And thank you so much, Chair, Program Director, for chairing this session. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank our speakers, Mr. Mboweni and Ms. Mkuna from Limpopo Province, proudly where I am from. Thank you so much, our speakers. We thank you so much for the powerful presentation. I believe that we are going to adopt some of your activities or some of your programs in our libraries. So I think that the important thing is here is we are learning from others. We are learning from other libraries so that we can do better. And I'd like also to thank Ms. Shanita for her presence, the national chairperson. Thank you so much, ma'am, for attending. And Mr. Rasi Samula, thank you so much for this awesome presentation. Thank you so much for thinking of this program. Thank you so much. Chairperson, Mr. Muzwandile, thank you so much also for recognizing us, and thank you so much for everything that you are teaching and doing for the Free State. Thank you so much, Chairperson, and thank you, colleagues, again for attending. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, colleagues. I think I can officially adjourn this session. Thank you. And